Hello and welcome to another of our Surviving Self-Isolation videos. My name is Chris Hughes. I'm the Customer Training Officer for Stockport Homes, and today we're going to be talking about mind control. We're going to look at why it's important to manage your thoughts and how you can go about doing that. But it's only fair to say right at the beginning that I am not a psychiatrist, a counsellor, a therapist, or a psychologist, or any of those professions. I have delivered cognitive programs in the past and in another life, so I do know some of the underlying theories. But today is going to be very general tips, techniques, and advice. If you feel that your conditions or your problem is more serious, then I would really recommend you get professional help. A good place to start would be your GP, or if you look at NHS Online or any of those resources, they should point you in the right direction. Why should you try to manage your own thoughts? Well, are you the kind of person who struggles with things like worrying, anxiety, stress, and do you struggle to get to sleep at night because of all the things that are running through in your mind? If you answer yes to any of those, then developing the skill to be able to manage your thought processes a bit more and keep a tighter control on them can be really valuable in helping you deal with them. And especially now when we're in self-isolation, these things are only magnified. So that's why we've produced this video. How do you do it? How do you manage your thoughts? Well, the first thing to say is if you're struggling with these kind of issues, it's probably something that's developed over your lifetime. So it's very unlikely that I can make a huge dent in it in a 5 to 10 minute video. I don't have any Jedi mind tricks that can just flick a switch in your mind instantly. But having said that, there are things that are proven to help. So I'm going to give you 8 tips, techniques, pieces of advice, and maybe even a little bonus one at the end. Things you can do if you practice and are consistent that will help you. So let's look at the first one. Number 1, imagine you are your own best friend. Now what I mean by that is a good best friend will tell you what you need to hear, not necessarily what you want to hear. So imagine you're that person, take on that role. What would the best friend you've ever had say to you about your current situation? Number 2, be honest with yourself. Our brains like to play tricks on us, and they want to do things, and sometimes we will fool ourselves that what we want to do is what we should do, always what the best thing for us to do. And that's not always true. We know that in our heart of hearts. So you need to be brutally honest, because most of the things I'm going to show you in this list now, if you're not really honest with yourself, won't work. So you have to sit yourself down. Again, imagine you're that best friend and be really honest with yourself about what you need and about what you should be thinking and what you should be doing. Number 3, exercise. I know you might not want to hear that, but just like we said in our previous video, which you can check out, called Staying Active, exercise is a really good way of managing stress and anxiety and worry. Get out, get some movement. There's a whole pile, there's a ton of evidence that shows the beneficial effects on your mental well-being by doing a bit of gentle exercise. If you're not sure what to do, check out our previous video. We give you lots of advice there, but don't discount exercise for your mental health. Number 4, mindfulness. Now then, you may have heard this term and you may have heard different variations on it. It's often related to things like meditation, etc. But without getting too technical, the reason we've included it on the list is it's a great skill if you're trying to develop the ability, for me when I've used it, to switch your head off. Okay, you've got all these thoughts running around your mind, keeping you awake at night. If you can find a technique that just gives your brain a chance to just pause and just, they call it, I'm trying to avoid saying the phrase living in the moment, but it is that to some extent. It's not worrying about what's going to happen or might happen. It's not stressing about what has happened. It's about just switching your head off and just catching your breath and giving your brain chance and your mind chance to sort of heal and just take a break and a rest. Number 5, analyze your thoughts, which might sound a bit complicated, but really all it means is look at the things that you are saying to yourself and just explore it a little bit. Just ask yourself, what are the kind of things I'm saying to myself up here? And essentially, if you think of it this way, there is a scale, and the scale on one end is constructive, things that help you, and on the other end is destructive, things that hinder you or get in the way or cause problems. So look at the way you think and just ask yourself, is the way I think constructive or is it destructive? Does it help me or is it hindering me? Is it causing me problems? Number 6, challenge yourself. What I mean by that is, once you know the way you're thinking, once you've got a fair idea of the kind of things you're saying to yourself, test them, challenge it. Say to yourself, is that really true? So even with a pen and paper, sit down, what are you saying to yourself in your head? And then start to write down, where's the evidence to actually support that? It can be quite a good exercise to help you get a grip of those negative thoughts. Number 7, look at your inputs. Now, what do we mean by inputs? I mean things that are going into you. So both into your body and into your mind. Okay, what kind of stuff are you consuming? Now, most people know that if they eat nothing but junk, then their body's going to struggle and they're going to have problems down the line. But it works the same way for your brain. If all you're doing is filling your head with junk, that's going to have a problem. So if you surround yourself with negative people or negative inputs, or all you're doing is watching rubbish or listening to rubbish, and social media is terrible for this. We can just sit there and just fill our heads with loads of negative or things that just make us get angry and wound up. That will start to chip away at your mental well-being. Point 8 on our list of 8 things is, do not compare yourself to other people. I know we all do it from time to time, but it's rarely a good thing to do. Okay, most people are dealing with their own personal battles. They've got their own problems. What you need to focus on is yourself and the people close to you that you care about, that you want to try and support and help, especially now in this current situation that we're in with the coronavirus. Okay, so don't compare yourself to other people. It will rarely bring you any level of comfort, and it's not a positive, constructive thing to do. I did say earlier on that I would throw in a bonus tip, and here it is. Essentially, it goes like this. If you want to feel differently, then you need to see things in a different way. To see things in a different way, we need to get new knowledge. And that new knowledge we only get through new experiences. So my tip is this. Today, try and give yourself a new experience. And if you can get that, try and set yourself this as a little target. Try that new experience today, a positive experience, and see how that makes you feel. Hopefully that will give you a more positive set of thoughts and feel better today than you would have without it. I hope that, along with the other 8 points that I've given you, have been useful. My name's Chris Hughes from Stockport Homes. We will be doing more videos, so please keep an eye out. We'll be doing some more possibly in the next couple of days. So stay safe, take care.